Kings Country, kingscountry.net. I always got to give a shout-out to my number one fan out there, Suzanne Simmons. I'm a big fan of hers, and she's a great realtor. If you're looking for a property, she's got them. She'll get you set up. Everything from a $1.5 million property, which she's listed now, all the way down to maybe a little shack like I live in right here, where we're coming to you from. Well, it's a 1,100 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath house. Well, 1 bedroom and a studio. That's where I'm coming from. Anyway, call Suzanne Simmons. She'll get you set up with real estate. Don't let that interest rate scare you. And thanks for streaming Kings Country at kingscountry.net. Here comes His Majesty, country music royalty, Vince Gill on Kings Country. Kings Country, kingscountry.net, cruising through the 10 o'clock hour of the Jim King of the Radio Show, TGIF edition. Hey, that means it's my time to shine on the boob tube. If you want to watch a preview of this weekend's Jim King of the TV show, don't tell anybody, but it's episode number 833, but who's counting? It's going to air on KFDM Channel 6 here in Beaumont, Texas, in the noon news. News at noon, I should say. It's a rock and country episode with the Crossroads Band, Crosstown Renegades at Soggy Bottom Saloon. Got the Southeast Texas debut of Brooks Forsyth's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. Ken Holloway will be in the Royal Spotlight. Check it out at KFDM News at noon in the noon hour, and then come right back to us because I'll remind you during that. We're always promoting Kings Country as well. Stay with me for Crystal Gale coming up right after these.
Than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's King of the Road.
Back on Rodney Carrington's tour bus.
Well, you are the man. It's nice to see you in Beaumont. What do you think of Beaumont, Texas? Did you see much of it?
Well, yeah, Beaumont's the entertainment mecca of the world. They told me 10 years ago, they said, Rodney, you think you're hot, you think you're good, you'll never work Beaumont. Well, here I am. We stayed in it.
Here you are. You've arrived, Rodney.
Yeah, they put us up down there at the Best Western Hotel and Casino.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a casino, but there's a guy in the lobby with a deck of cards that'll, if you beat him, he'll give you $5 or $6. So it's kind of like a casino.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Hardest part is leaving love behind.
Kings Country, kingscountry.net. Finally, a Friday TGIF edition of the Jim King of the Radio Show. For those of you keeping track, it's Friday, July 29th, 2022. We're 35 days until Labor Day weekend, 19 days until morning show boot camp. It's also National Chicken Wing Day. Today is National Lasagna Day. Love me some lasagna. It's good stuff. Here's some back-in-the-day tidbits for your dining and dancing pleasure. 132 years ago on this date, 1890, Vincent van Gogh died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in France. 64 years ago today, in 1958, NASA was created in Houston, Texas. 9 months after Russia launched their first Sputnik satellite. I want to make a road trip to NASA. Been talking to Suzanne Simmons, my sweetheart, about that. Hadn't been there since about the 1970s sometime. I'm sure they've got a lot of neat displays and additions to their NASA museum over there in Houston, Texas. Might make a nice little road trip. As we cruise through the 11 o'clock hour of the Jim King of the Radio Show, TGIF edition, y'all. Here comes my buddy Mark Chestnut rolling with the flow.
Once was a thought inside my head. Before I'd reach 30, I'd be dead. You were on my lonely mind.
Kings Country at kingscountry.net. That's Hank Williams Jr. There's a tear in your beer. Or in your whiskey, if it's me. I used to drink beer, now I drink whiskey. It's the weekend. It's my time to shine on the boob tube, so I may have a whiskey or two. You keep it between the ditches and stay with us. Coming up in the noon hour, we've got Bobby Gentry with Glenn Campbell joining up. Randy Travis. You stay right there. I'm just Jim King.
I'm the king of the road, baby. I am the king of the jungle.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. Thanks for riding shotgun with me, Cadillac style, in the XT5 Black Bullet that replaced the Red Rocket that was destroyed, totaled in a horrific wreck back in November 9th, 2021. Fully recovered and so much more appreciative of what I got. I think that's what happens when you have a near-death experience. It does change your life in some respects. I'm Jim King. Here comes the rising country star Michael Ray, actually admitting that he's a huge Chicago Cubs fan.
Anybody that knows me knows I bleed Cubs baseball, and I love just being a fan, going to the games, yelling, eating hot dogs, and having some drinks, and just getting lost in the game. I can't wait to be able to attend the next game.
Streaming from the studios of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas, Jim King of the radio behind the wheel. I get to do that on television, too. And since it's the weekend, it's my time to shine on the Boob Tube, Fox 4, and the CW this weekend 3 times. Check local listings. I'll be posting the segments tomorrow at YouTube and at jimkingoftheroad.com so you can stream them on demand. On tap this week is Crossroads Band and Crosstown Renegades. No relation as far as I know, but they are a couple of killer classic rock cover bands that we caught recently at Soggy Bottom Saloon in Beaumont, Texas. Love the Southeast Texas debut of Brooks Forsyth's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. Of course, we'll have the Honky Tonk Texas fabulous flashback. And thanks to my friends at Bradley's Collision Center, I was over there yesterday. They're great folks. Ken Holloway will be in the Royal Spotlight with an original tune. Check this little sample out here.
As we passed in the hall, she said we need to talk. I can't go on like this another day. I froze in my tracks, chilling at my back, 'cause I knew what she was gonna say. She said there's someone else, and I've kept it to myself, but I can't keep these feelings locked inside. And I need to tell you this, it's one of your old friends, the one you haven't talked to in a while. She said I'm leaving, and there's nothing you can do.
Check out Ken Holloway in the Royal Spotlight this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW, the Jim King of the TV show. Back to the radio thing, though, and thanks for streaming us. King's Country, kingscountry.net. I guess I've come to find out that you're either a cat person or you're not. You either love cats or you hate them. Well, I happen to be a cat lover. I've got, hate to admit it, but I have 5 here at the Cat Castle. That's why I call it the Cat Castle on the west end of Beaumont. Didn't really plan it that way. I originally had 1 cat when I was moving around in the radio business. My first cat was Felicia. She lived to be almost 20. We had a little population explosion. Needless to say, they do multiply fast, but I've got a lid on it now. I've got the females all fixed and a couple of the males, but mainly the females, so keep those babies from coming. So it's into the line for the Cat Castle. We've got, we're keeping it 5. We've got 2 inside, 3 outside. Anyway, enough about that. Speaking of cats, a cat figurine museum. Yes, there is one. It's in Wisconsin. It has over 13,000 cat figurines and 7,000 on display. In fact, the couple that runs the museum is on their way to break the world record. And all proceeds will go to the local cat shelters. Here's Sean Redner talking about his little museum.
I gotta leave something in my life. Why not be in the Guinness Book of World Records? It's just the cat figurine museum on the surface. But when you get down to it, it's all part of somebody's life. It's not just cat figurines. It's them, essentially. My goal is to hopefully move all of this into a coffee shop where we can have adoptable cats so visitors can come have a cup of coffee, hopefully bring home a cat. This is all we do. This museum has taken over my life.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. It's not just any old TGIF edition of the Jim King of the radio show. It's National Lasagna Day. Love Italian food. Love Italy. Everything about Italy, especially lasagna and pasta. Rigatoni is probably my favorite. I like the way Suzanne Simmons cooks it up. Been to Italy many times. My mother lived there. Rest her soul. Dr. Martin, I almost said Martin Luther King. Dr. Martha J. King. She was a translator, retired teacher and translator from Italian to English. She got a lot of books published. She passed about 11 years ago. Rest in peace, Mom. And again, today is National Lasagna Day. Speaking of Italy, here's an Italian comedian, Andrew Norelli. Well, half anyway.
My name is Andrew Norelli. I'm half Italian, half Norwegian. Italian people get very excited when I say that. Italian people love Italianness. See? They love it. They always come up to me after the show. You Italian? Where you from? Where you from? Rome, Venice, Sicily? Who? Your mother? Your father? Hey, oh, hey. They make Italian noises. Hey. You ever been there? You should go right now. It's not terribly diverse in this part of town, and I like diversity. I like meeting people from other countries. I always try to learn something in somebody else's language. That's what I do. I met a guy recently from Bulgaria. This is a true story. And I asked him, I said, how do I say in your language, I'm having fun? And I swear to God, he looked me right in the face and he goes, we don't have a word for that. And I was like, that's okay, because what you gave me right there was much more valuable.
Country at kingscountry.net with JW, Josh Ward. He's a Texas guy, not too far from where we are right now. He's a East Texas guy, I believe, in the Piney Woods. Josh Ward had a bunch of number one hits. There's one right there. One more shot of whiskey. Here. Still drinking water here at the castle. Too early to start drinking whiskey, but it is a weekend, so that could possibly happen. Oh, and look, here comes Rick Trevino. That explains why I'm having one of their fabulous flashbacks.
King of the road.
Backstage in Beaumont with Rick Trevino.
The Grammy Award-winning Rick Trevino, congratulations again. You must still have to pinch yourself every morning you wake up, because that happened, it was a little while ago, 1998, with the Low Super 7.
Yeah, I still sleep with my Grammy. You know, I have a little.
Do you?
Yeah, I just put it right here.
You polish it every day?
I polish it and I sleep with it.
All right. Will you send me a picture of that?
Sure, man. I got my thumb right here and my Grammy over here.
All right.
Come on, Texas, make some noise out there.
King of the Road.
kingscountry.net. That does it for me for the Jim King of the Radio Show, TGIF edition. If you get a chance, check out the TV show 3 times this weekend. Fox 4 and the CW. I'll be posting the segments at jimkingoftheroad.com and my official YouTube channel this weekend. You know what to do now. Have a fun weekend. Keep between the ditches. Take King's Country along for the ride, and have a good one. Talk to you Monday, 10-ish, right here on King's Country.